Hello everyone, Fluffy here, back again with another couples mukbang. Here's Mrs. Fluffy.
Hello.
Today is really kind of a special mukbang, like I've been promising you. We're doing a collaboration with Views on the Road and her husband. I'm so sorry at editing and stuff. I was hoping that the thumbnail would have our picture and their picture on it, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm sure if you're watching my videos, you're already subscribed to her, but if you're not, go on over to her channel. They're also doing Panera bread. I don't know what they've chosen. Views on the Road, she has picked out some couples questions that we're going to ask each other, and don't think it's going to cause a fight after.
Not on my end.
Okay, so anyway, so after you watch ours, or you know, go watch hers and then watch ours, but make sure you watch both of them. They're really cool people. I would love to take a trip to Vegas and visit with them, if nothing else, just to visit with them. So let's get on with it. What we have here is, I gotta read it, y'all, because I already forgot. It's not what I usually get. Wifey has the broccoli and cheddar cheese soup. She's got a BLT turkey and avocado sandwich on regular bread. It looks so good. It's like it's on French bread. And then as a side, she got a cup of fruit. And she wasn't sure if they would be enough. She loves fruit and yogurt, so she ended up, I'm going to show this. I don't know if I got it in the screenshot. It's key lime oikos Greek yogurt. I don't like Greek yogurt. Anyway, mine, what I have is a Greek salad. They had a modern Greek salad and a regular Greek salad. So I went ahead and got the regular Greek salad. And then I got a fresh mozzarella and chicken sandwich. And then a piece of French baguette. And I got a close-up video of the food, and I'll stick it right in here. So, I hope you liked that. Wifey is pouring us some Diet Coke, and you know I love Coke. And we always know what Mona says, right? What I say to Mona, so.
What does she say?
I always tell Mona to shut up, because she knows that
about the
we're
Diet
not
Coke?
supposed to have sodas, yeah, so. But, well, she's off for 3 days. I'm really tired. I thought I was going to look like a busted can of biscuits, but I sucked it up, put my big girl panties on, put some makeup on to feel better.
It's the key lime Greek yogurt.
Daughter was out of town on assignment. I stayed up all night to make sure that I would get her to the airport on time. So she has landed, so she's fine. I'm going to miss her, but she has fun. It's a place she's never been before, so I'm excited for her.
Need a napkin?
Yeah, because you took mine.
No, I didn't. They were right. Mine were right here underneath my plate.
Yeah, you had mine underneath my silverware that's gone, so you took
I don't
mine.
know what's that.
Video will indicate whether she took mine or not, right? So we'll
Yours is
replay
over
it.
there when you started setting up, dear.
No, you set up.
Yes. I'm talking about the camera. It ended up over there somehow. Anyway, let's go on. Come on.
We'll see.
It's not about the napkins.
It is for me. I need a place to wipe my damn mouth, right?
Use your sleeve. See? It's easy.
Anyway, now I'm really excited. These questions. Yeah, let's get on with these questions. First, I'm going to do a sandwich because this is a mukbang. Aw, my focaccia's kind of got soggy. That's what happens when you order out, and it's halfway across town. We're kind of a small town, but it is halfway. What the hell? What does gotta owie? What? You scratch
go
me?
all the way across town?
Yep.
Oh my God. You need to tell that story.
You got a mouth. Tell the story.
When we first got together, of course, I grew up in Houston, so, you know, to go across town, that's literally across town, and it takes forever. But, when I first come to live with her, she always talked about how it's over on the other side of town. Way over on the other side of town.
I don't want to go. It's on the other side of town.
Yeah, it's too far. It's on the other side of town.
10 minutes.
If even 10 minutes. And I'm like, what do you mean across the town? Across town? You don't know what across town is.
Or even downtown Houston. It's so crazy down there. Excuse me, her brother used to live downtown, and we'd have to go, and it was crazy down there. Of course, our downtown consists of 3 streets.
Yeah.
So when I said, we gotta go downtown, and we went through it, and she's like,
10 minutes down the road.
She's like, where's downtown? I said, we just went through it. She just kind of laughed at me. But now she's used to the smaller town traffic, and so when we go back to Houston to visit, it makes her crazy.
Yes.
She has
I have
instant
to drive
attitude.
through those areas, and you got idiots driving in Houston that don't understand what speed limits are for and why they're posted.
This salad is really good, by the way, y'all.
What kind of dressing did you get?
It's a Greek salad, so it's like an oil and vinegar with feta cheese. We kind of liked about Panera, and I always thought it was too expensive, but what we liked about Panera is the clean food, because with fibromyalgia, as you warriors know, any GMO products or preservatives or any kind of chemicals in food is really not good for us. I mean, it's not good for anyone, but for us, it really exacerbates. Ooh, good word usage.
I'm glad you didn't actually say the other one.
Exacerbates our symptoms. So I really like when we eat this. And seriously, y'all, you saw all what we got in that close-up shot. It was like under $22. Well, right at $22. So I think that's fantastic. I really do.
Well, that's a lot of salad too.
Yeah, and this is just a half, because they have what's called a pick 2, and you get a half an order of 2 items. And I mean, there's specific items that you are allowed to get off the list, but it's almost everything on the menu. The last 2 times that I went, I got the Thai chili salad, and it's really, really good. And since I had that with my daughter at lunch, even though it wasn't a mukbang, I showed you the picture of it, and I told her, I said, well, let me do something different, because I may run into something that I like even better. Woo!
Don't be choking to death on your own mukbang.
Don't choke on my channel.
Yeah, don't be choking on your channel.
That doesn't apply to me. I can choke it for what? Woo! Sorry about that. I'll probably be coughing for the next couple of minutes because I feel like it's still there. If I have to, I'll pause. I don't like pausing. Okay, let's get to these questions. We may take some contemplation. Ooh, not made my eyes water. Okay. Views picked out these questions, and I kind of perused them a little bit. Not long enough that I can memorize answers because they're supposed to be off the cuff, but these are really cool answers. So, if you could meet anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be?
Dolly Parton.
Oh, really? Yeah, I put eyeliner on, and now my eyes are watering.
And why? Because I love her. I think she's got to be the most sweetest person on this earth. I just love Dolly Parton. You?
Well, it's two parts. Dead, I'd want to meet my daddy again.
Well, yeah.
So that I could sit and have a conversation with him for as long as it
for that matter.
would allow me to. Alive, I would love to meet Blake Shelton. Love me some Blake Shelton. So I would want to meet him.
Well, Dad, it would be my mom and Dad, because they're both gone. They died 6 months apart, so.
No, almost a year.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. My bad.
My mom just passed, and this
My mom
Halloween
passed
I will
away.
have injured my eye for 2 years.
You're right.
That's pretty quick in between each other. 14 months. I mean, that's pretty quick. Too quick for your family.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite memory of dating each other? I already know mine.
The making out in the car in the parking lot.
Yes. Without too much details, we met online and told each other I love you before we even exchanged photos. And by the time we were comfortable enough to exchange more info, we would talk for a long time. And then we would meet halfway. And in a little town. And we'd go parking. And but the biggest memory I have, yes, the making out was nice, felt like a teenager, but for me, the most memorable night and the funniest night was every time we would leave, I'd come back up here and then she'd go back to Houston. There was this, we would park at the Jack in the Box, and that would have brought up that memory views. We chose this or Jack in the Box, and we would park there and talk and, you know, whatever. And then when we'd leave right across the street, but on the same side of the highway, we'd get gas together, and she'd go, I'd cry, because no telling when I'd see her again. And, and this was constant. As often as we could meet, we would do this. So we're parking, and the Jack in the Box had bushes and a space with a skinny tree. Oh, sorry, y'all. It's still in there somewhere. And then another bush. So there were holes where you could see the gas station. So we're parked, the perfect spot, usually the same time. And at that moment, we were just talking. Well, here comes a cop pulled up behind us. And I need to hurry up the story because it's going to be a long mukbang because this is only 2. Anyway, the gas station called the cops on us because we'd been sitting there a long time and they thought we were staking out the gas station.
They'd been robbed a couple of times prior, so.
Right. We kind of embarrassingly had to explain what we were doing there. So, me not wanting to leave things alone, we checked out or whatever, and we went on with our night. We went somewhere else, driving around, and I couldn't let anything go. So when we went to go get gas, I went in there and I'm like, "Did y'all tell on us?" And the guy went white, and I said, "That's okay. Just want to let you know if you see us again, we're not going to rob you." But that was my most memorable night. We laugh about that story all the time. What is your favorite physical feature about each other?
You go first this time. I've been going first.
Well, I can't pick between one or the other.
I can't either, so.
Your eyes. You can tell what you're feeling. If she's really pissed, because her eyes are blue, and if she's really pissed, her eyes get like light sky blue. But when she's really happy and other kind of happy, they get really dark blue. Yeah, you brought that make it out part up first, so whatever. So I would say her eyes. I think I love that most about her feature.
What?
What the hell?
We're supposed to be eating.
Well, I know, but... Oh, my God.
I'll slow down. I was hungry, can you tell?
I'm starving, too. I can put that up here. Make this shit better.
Okay, Mom.
And my mukbang, put that shit right there. You can run me on your mukbang.
Mommy dearest.
So, now you got something to say on one of these answers. Oh, you didn't answer. You didn't answer.
Everything about you, but you're just beautiful in your face.
Oh.
First time I saw your face, I was just, oh my God. Your whole face is just gorgeous.
All right, y'all. What do we say? Get your money when you get your money. Ain't no shame in our game. People owe people. Sad part is that's some stuff from before I met her, so whatever. Okay. What is the angriest you've ever been? You've ever felt? I already know what yours is, but you might not remember. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, you've been pretty angry at me and vice versa, but I already know what yours is.
I'm not going into a lot of details on that if it's what I think it is.
No, it has to do with... I know what yours is. It has to do with your son.
What?
The skateboard?
Oh!
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the angriest I've ever seen you. So...
We lived in this apartment complex, and my son had a skateboard, and I don't remember how old he was. Probably 7, 8, no. He's about 10, maybe? 9 or 10?
9.
About 9 years old. And he had gone with a couple of her nephews to the park, just straight across, go across the parking lot and straight to the park. And he took his skateboard. Well, some kid decided he was going to bully him and took his skateboard and wasn't going to give it back.
He punched our son in the face.
Yeah, and he punched my son in the face. And so they came and told me about it because the kid took off, so I went after him. And I was mad. I was livid. And I don't remember what all I said or whatever. Never put my hands on him. I wouldn't do that. But I got on to him and got my son's skateboard back for him. But yeah, I was livid.
Because the other kids told us where he lived. And the kid knew he was in trouble. So by the time we got to the kid's house, the parents, and especially the dad, were already outside to talk to her. And the child ended up getting in trouble, but yeah, she was livid. She was so mad.
I don't like bullies. I didn't tolerate it. My son wasn't a bully. Wasn't let to be a bully. And he wasn't going to...
I mean, I've been angry, you know what I mean? But I really can't... The only memory I have of being like super, super, super duper bad is the first time the boy broke my daughter's heart. When she told me about it, that I wanted to just go and, you know, hit him with the car. I didn't do it. Dang. I had in my mind to do it, but I wasn't going to do it. I mean...
Just run him over.
Run his ass over.
Don't remind me not to ever piss you off.
You piss me off, but not enough to want to run you over.
Well, if I have, then we got a problem.
No, you got to change your ways.
What the hell ever? I'll change my ways. I'll run you over.
Do you believe in reincarnation or the afterlife?
Yes.
Me too. We see
most definitely
indications of it quite often here.
Yeah, because for a long time, before my parents died, the dogs didn't... I mean, we'll be sitting there watching TV and they're laying in there in the living room and just chewing on a bone or whatever, and then just all of a sudden, one of them will start looking around at the ceiling and following whatever it is they're following, and then they'll start growling. It's like there's something in the house. So,
for me,
spirits.
The reincarnation I believe in because when I first met her, when we finally met face to face, it felt like I'd always known her. Does that make sense? Like I'd always known her. And so I often wonder if in my past life, if we had been together before now in past lives because of how comfortable I was around her, like super right away. You know what I mean? It really wasn't awkward or anything like that. So,
what's the next one?
Oh, I didn't even get a smile on that story. Damn. Shit. Whatever. Come on. I'm ready to answer some of these questions now. Let's go. Let's go.
Get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done.
What was the first movie you saw together? Oh my God, I don't know. Well, we're so talking about opposites attract.
Movie theater or movie on TV?
Just said movie.
Matter.
Just said movie.
I have no idea.
At first, we too busy making our own porn movie, but
almost 18 years
not
ago.
on film, but you know what I mean.
Years ago.
How many years? See, the whole age thing. How many years? How many years, Mrs. Fluffy?
You didn't even know our wedding anniversary. Okay. September 19th.
Hello.
She couldn't remember.
Hello, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. 16
well, it's
years.
Been since
16 years this December.
So I said 16, 17.
Feels like 30 something. I can't answer that because
it sounds like 50 something. Thank you.
I can't.
Feels like 50 something.
You don't have to try to outdo me.
No, 100.
See, we're gonna fight at the end of this. Thank you, views. Thank you. No, just kidding.
I'll win.
I can't answer that because I super duper honestly don't remember. We're so different in our movie selections. I like thrillers. I like horror movies. She's more into family movies, funny movies like Jim Carrey. She used to be a big Jim Carrey fan, that kind of slapstick, kind of funny movies. And I watch those, but me and my daughter love our thrillers. And sometimes we can get her to watch them, and she'll watch them. Like, I can't believe she never watched The Shining. But it's a thriller. It's a horror thriller. And so she watched it and absolutely loved it. She couldn't believe that she'd never watched that before. Gotta get you more food. Gotta feed you before the mukbang. Want some last image?
No.
There's grapes behind you.
I can find something more to eat.
No. See? You're right, I'm just kidding. Okay. When did you have your first fight, and what was it about?
I don't know. I don't remember. A lot of our fights are petty stuff. You know? Childish crap. To be honest. But our very first one, I don't know.
I'm trying to think back. We didn't fight when we were seeing each other in between.
It took us a while to
You and our
start
son
before we started fighting.
moved in. Might have been about the dogs. Might have been about the dogs.
Mm-hmm. We've had some pretty rough ones over the years.
Yeah. So it was always about something petty, and I think it was about the dogs, and I think it was because we were trying to go out of town, and it was only for one night. So we fed them, make sure we ran them outside, but then we stuck them in the bathroom, and you didn't want to stick them in the bathroom, and I don't remember why. But I said, there's nobody that can watch them. We can't take them with us, so if you want to go to visit, we're going to have to do that. So you didn't like it, but we reluctantly did, and when we came back, yeah, it was one hell of a mess to clean up. So
yeah, dog boo-boo everywhere.
Yeah, we're eating, so we'll keep moving. What is your spouse's favorite junk food?
You know what mine is. What is it?
Chocolate. Anything chocolate. You could probably sneak chocolate poop in on her and she'd eat it because it's chocolate. She loves chocolate. Any kind of form of chocolate. Any kind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure do.
Chocolate.
I own it. Mm-hmm. Yours is chips. Cheese puffs.
Or, what's my favorite flavor of potato chip?
Jalapeno.
Yeah. Kettle cooked? Oh, yeah. That's my vice. So we try not to keep him in the house. because I can eat a giant bag of family Cheetos or the jalapeno chips in a day.
But her easy way of getting them is, because I work for the state, we have a commissary account. And if she wants them, she'll say, "Ooh, go by the commissary and buy me some Cheetos." So yeah, and she'll have them gone within
24 hours. Yeah,
most of them gone by the time she goes to bed at night. So
I'll have. She'll be home by 11 p.m. Texas time. Oh, right now it's 2:07 p.m. Texas time on Monday. Just so you know, I usually try to tell y'all, but yeah, I'll ask her to pick it up, and she will. Yeah. And I'll promise to make them last. And I've made them, the last bag lasted 2 days because I promised her I'd stretch it out. So, okay. That was pretty easy.
And these are getting us in a fight, so we're good.
Oh, yeah, we'll fight later. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. So far, so good.
I'll win.
What?
That's your handwriting.
No, I'm still up to the printed. What one item of clothing does your spouse wear that you just cannot stand? Oh, I already got this one.
What? What?
House shoes to the store. Martin, you can relate, can't you? You don't do it so much anymore, but they used to make me insane.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, yeah.
When I hurry to go to the store real quick, so I put on my house shoes.
You go into the store, we're out in public, get your ass dressed.
Well, if I didn't have somebody nagging at me when I'm trying to get ready to go,
that's one of the next questions. So
hurry, hurry, hurry.
How hard is it to put on shower shoes? I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh, that's a prison term. It's flip-flops. Shower shoes.
Some people say shower shoes.
I understand, but some people may not know what you're talking about.
Views, next time we're going to do one-on-one collaboration. Okay?
Now, what was the question?
See? Nags.
Read it again. You nagged at me so much it went right out of my head.
What one item of clothing does your spouse wear that you just cannot stand? Be careful, wifey.
Hey, don't even go there.
No, go ahead. I can take it. I can take it. Might be those Daisy Dukes.
The what?
My Daisy Duke, those blue shorts. I was doing a mukbang on the couch one day, and I had them on, and I sat down, and of course, because I'm big, they ride up, and I had about this much skin showing and from my shirt, and it looked like I wasn't wearing pants.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a dislike on something you wear.
And she'd probably be. Tell me if I'm wrong. You can admit it, because I think she's too polite to say, because she does love me and she doesn't care. But when larger people, and I can agree with that, when larger people wear too tight clothing, it drives her crazy. And so I think sometimes some of my shirts, when we go out, are a little snug, and she probably would rather it not be that snug. So I mean, I don't know if it bothers her or not, but I do know in general she doesn't like it. So, and I agree. Just because they make it in our size doesn't mean we should wear it. Leggings on large people, please. You look like a stuffed sausage. I know I do. I mean, I'm just saying. And I can say that because I'm a large girl. So I'm a big girl. I want to say fat girl, but she don't like when I use the word fat in reference to myself. But, so. Oh, I'm so glad you like that.
I'm not trying to be ugly, okay? And I hope it doesn't offend anybody out there.
Please be careful.
Yeah, I am. But if you're an extra large and trying to get in the medium, that's what I have a problem with. Okay? I'm not skinny mini by any means. I mean, I've got some weight on me too, so, but I don't wear t-shirts so tight that it looks like a, I don't know. Anyway, it just shows everything. It just, yeah, it's gross.
I already know what she's going to say for this next question. I wish my spouse would stop blank.
Nagging.
You don't think I nag?
Come live in this house with her
Fluffy?
for 2 days and she'll already be nagging you.
Fluffy?
No,
Me,
whatever.
Fluffy?
Whatever.
Nag?
She ain't that fluffy when she's off camera.
I just say fluffy feelings. I'm fluffy. I only use fluffy instead of fatty because I knew you'd be mad. Yeah, okay.
I love my fluffy. What you do next? You said I could say it. I wasn't going to.
No, nagging, I nag. I'll admit that we both nag. I mean, you know, when we're together that long, you're going to get on each other's nerves. You're two different people.
I don't get on your nerves. I'm never home.
I wish my wife would stop lying to herself. I wish my wife would stop putting so much pressure on herself about her job. I wish she'd stop being sad or frustrated about her job. I wish that I could change that for her, because it puts stress on me. Because who wants to see their spouse upset a lot or all the time when she comes home from work? I mean, if I could change that, I would.
Well, look where I work.
So,
and I'm 51 years old, so not like getting another job.
51. You're older than 51. 52, right?
No, I'll be 52. I'm 51. I was born in 65. Do the math.
Okay.
Hello. Anyway, I lost track of what I was saying because somebody was being rude.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
What is your best relationship advice?
Coming from me, because of the way I can be sometimes, is watch what you say. Because things that you say can be very hurtful, and sometimes it's that kind of stuff that causes tension between you for a long time, and it's not worth it. If you have the want to say something mean or hateful, bite your tongue, because once you calm down and walk away from it a while, and you're going to be glad you didn't say it.
Because you can't take it back.
Well,
It's
I've
out
been
there.
guilty of that. I have. When I get mad, sometimes I get really mad, and I don't care what I say. I'm going to say it. I've even done it at work. But I've gotten better.
You have.
And sometimes I just have to walk away. Go into another room. Go for a drive. Whatever I have to do. But I've hurt her several times with my mouth. More so than I could have in any other way. And I regret that. I can be a real ass sometimes.
My best relationship advice, and that's really awesome advice, is don't be a yes man. Because it will come back at you later. Like, well, we've talked about this. In the beginning, I think it helped our relationship because we knew a lot about each other before we even moved in together, because when you date online, when you talk online, all you have is talking. All you share your dreams, you share yourself, because that's all you have. You don't have the cutesy dates, and you watch the movie where you're not talking. You're eating supper and you put your best foot forward, so you're really not talking too deep, but you don't have that online. But you move in together and you try to keep everything. Oh yes, right? You know. Oh yes. Speak your mind. If you don't agree, say you don't agree. Like she said, watch how you say it. Think about it before it comes out of your mouth, but speak up. You know, and I wouldn't speak up if I didn't agree. I went along, and then later when we would argue, I'd be like, well, I really didn't want to do that. I just did it because you wanted to do it. And that's not fair to her, because here she's thinking that I'm all for it. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm steaming about it inside, thinking that I had to, you know. But now, 16 years in, you learn that that's not good either. So now we may argue about it, but we'll talk it out. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree, and then we'll think about it and we'll come back. And sometimes we have a solution, and sometimes we just table it, and the situation ends up working itself out without us even having to go there again. I can't think of a specific situation that does, but it does. So now, if she doesn't agree with me, she'll say, well, I don't agree, but we can try it. And the same thing. Look, I don't agree, but if that's how you want to handle it, go ahead and handle it like that. And if it doesn't work out, we'll come back and we'll talk about it. So, but being a yes man doesn't help either. If y'all never argue, I don't believe that a couple never argues. And if they never argue, then someone's being a yes man. And it may be working out for you now, but you'll get resentful down the road. And that's not fair to the other person, because then all of a sudden you've got a problem with everything and they're like, what the hell? You know? Why all of a sudden do you have a problem with everything?
You may already be resentful.
So,
and just choosing to live with it, but why live a life with somebody that you resent?
And you're steaming all the time.
It's supposed to be all about the love and caring for each other and willing to do anything for each other. You know, do whatever you have to do to be good to each other and make each other happy.
We finally got to the place where we're not always taking the hard road.
Yeah, we used to fight more than times than we got along. I mean, we've had some pretty rough patches in the years that we've been together.
Are you allergic to my touch? Will you itch?
No. I got my vaccines on the arm and they itch right there.
I touch her.
What was that? Did do it?
No, I'm not doing it.
Do that scratch again?
You're gonna have to look.
I want to see that face.
You're gonna have to use the replay.
No, I don't.
All right, 38 minutes.
I want to see it live.
Can you not annoy me right now on camera? We can.
Eat your salad,
eat it. I'm telling. I offered it to you.
Like I couldn't see your face in the camera. Guess who I got that from?
Our son.
Yeah. And you say something stupid or whatever, you go.
All right, this last one.
You in a minute.
Can I get on with the very last question?
I was finishing my story.
Okay.
See, nag. See.
I'm being persistent.
What's a form of nag?
Okay, this last one has 3 words. This question: before or now. And since we're in relationship questions, I'm thinking the question is, do you prefer our relationship before or now? It's not an easy question.
It's really not, because we started out really good.
Yeah.
But we've had some pretty rough patches that we've worked through and have improved a lot of things, changed a lot of stuff that's made it better between us. So it is tough to answer that. Although your health was a lot different then, and you were able to do a lot more as far as going out and about and that and enjoy it, where now you don't have that because of your fibro, and it makes it difficult for you to be able to travel. So
yeah, I think before our relationship, I prefer it before life set in, but I really love it now, because not because of my physical abilities. I hate that part of it, but I like where we are now as far as how we relate to each other, how we can work through things, and that's all from experience. We could have taken the easy road and said, screw it, I've had enough. And in our minds, we've said that, and we've said that to each other. We've even, and I'll edit this out if you don't want me to say it, but we've even been in separate bedrooms. It didn't last long because we couldn't take it. We're like, but we couldn't walk away. There was too much love there, because love has never been our problem. You know, you got 2 independent women. I was a single parent all my life. You know, and then I met this woman, and very strong-willed like I am, you're gonna clash. It's gonna happen. But I like where we are now as far as getting along, and now our life goals, our retirement goals are the same. I mean, there's a couple of glitches in the matrix, but that's all work-outable. Does that make sense? Is that a word?
We're both okay with the decisions we're making.
Yes.
You know, it's not one person deciding and then forcing the other one to accept it and go with it. So
now, this is not a, and we're 41 minutes in, so we'll kind of end it pretty soon, but do you, keeping it short, do you, because it has to do relationships, do you have any advice for spouses of chronic illness or significant others of chronic illness? Not children, because I mean, I could ask my daughter about it, but I think the spouses see more. What advice do you have for them? Because the question that I had asked and I haven't got any answers, has fibro affected your relationship? Because I see a lot of posts on the Facebook pages where relationships are ending because of it. They get called lazy, they don't want to try, they can't handle their illness. So what advice, having had to deal with me, do you have for them that might help them?
You have to be patient and understanding, and sometimes it is hard to understand something that you're not experiencing yourself, or something you've never had to deal with in reference to other family members or friends or whatever. But you have to be understanding. You don't just because you don't know what it is or what it's like to have that disease doesn't mean that the way they're handling it or the way that they feel is wrong. So is that making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're the only ones that know how they feel, and you can't tell them they're being lazy or they're faking it or they're just making more out of it than what it is. You're not in their body. You don't know. And you know, things like that end up coming back to people because there's such thing as karma. So anyway, just be patient and be sympathetic and be loving and do what you can to help them. Don't make their illness worse by harping on them and nagging at them because they're not doing enough or they're quote unquote lazy. It's not a matter of being lazy. With fibro, she has to take it easy. She has to be careful. Although it's hard for me sometimes because I want to be able to get up and go more on my days off, I don't harp on her about it because I know she can't do it. Not very easy. Just like traveling. I like to go to Houston and visit with my family, but there's times when I have to go by myself because she's just not feeling it. And traveling, if she's not feeling good already, and then I try to push for her to go out of town and take that car ride down there and back again, by the time we get back, she feels worse than she did before we left. Not that I've ever pushed her into it, but sometimes she'll push. She won't tell me that she doesn't really want to go. She'll go, and then by the time we get home, she's worse off than she was when we left, and I find out later that she shouldn't have taken the trip because she knew before we left that she wasn't well. But, I feel bad. I love her dearly, and if you really, really love your spouse, you're not going to leave them. You're not going to leave them behind when you know they're ill. You're not. It's just not true love.
Very good advice. So I think we'll end it at that. Mm-hmm. I love you too.
I love you. More than life itself.
So, views, I can't wait to see your and hubby's mukbang with Panera. I can't wait to see what you decided to get. It'd be crazy if we got the same thing. Anyway, we're 44 minutes in. Kind of a long. I haven't made this long of a mukbang in quite a while, but it was kind of fun, kind of interesting to see what our answers were on these questions. Fantastic questions, views. I think you come up with some awesome questions. So I can't wait. I can't wait to do a one-on-one maybe, or maybe another couple's mukbang with somebody else. I'm so sorry I can't put your picture up. I really suck at editing, and I don't know how to do a special thumbnail or anything, but yeah, views on the road, and I'll try to put a link in the description to her channel. Anyway, God bless every one of you. Positive vibes out to everyone. I'm up to 267 subscriptions. That's fantastic. It's grown quite a bit in the last few weeks, this last month, and I'm very excited about that. Finally getting people commenting about the chronic illness, which is the original purpose for this page. But I try to make it fun for those that just kind of like to watch mukbangs and stuff, and make it interesting for y'all too. Always open to suggestions, you know that, critiques, just be kind. So y'all have a really great day. All right, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.